So, first and foremost, the Creature Commandos preview. The first James Gunn DCU project.
Yep, and first animated DCU project.
Yeah. So, just because it's the first DCU project, we'll do a little bit like DCU clarity at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The plan for the DCU is that it will include films, TV shows, both live action and animated, video games, and anyone cast in one of them will retain their role across all mediums. So, for instance, Frank Grillo, who played Crossbones in the MCU, and one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents who became a Hydra agent, is playing Rick Flag Sr. in Creature Commandos. He was also on set for Superman as Rick Flag Sr.
Okay.
So, that's the idea. This is the first project that is officially a DCU project. It is going to be 7 or 8 episodes, just less than 30 minutes each episode. It is an animated show, and it follows another one of the Task Force X teams. The concept appears to be that the Task Force X has been told they're not allowed to use human prisoners for their Suicide Squads anymore.
Yep.
So they decide to form a team of monsters. Exactly. So you've got Frankenstein, Frankenstein's Bride, and a couple of monsters. I forget.
Weasel, who we have seen.
Exactly. And who all else is involved. It looks very interesting. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun. The action from the trailer has looked pretty brutal in places.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited for something fresh from DC.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we've obviously had the Matt Reeves stuff, but we've known that that's like its own world.
Yeah, that's what's going to be known as an Elseworlds project.
Yeah, and that's been nice to keep us tied on. And Penguin's we've loved Penguin, and that's been great. But yeah, I think it'll be nice to get the first proper look at this new DCU. We had high hopes after Blue Beetle because we knew that was sort of the vibe and was like hinting at the potential future. I think what we've seen of the trailer of this, it looks like it'll be a fun animated show. Like you say, the action looks really good. And this first look at some of these characters that obviously some will be more recurring than others, but it'll be interesting. Like obviously we know all the things are going to have their own vibe, but still all feel cohesive.
Yeah.
So I still think this, though it'll be its own thing being animated, like I think it will give us a bit of an insight into like what we can expect from the DCU.
Absolutely.
Do we know if we can watch it easily yet?
No, a lot of what I'm seeing is people assuming that it will be taken on by Now TV and Sky as normal.
Yeah.
But they don't normally host animated projects.
Right.
So I'm not as convinced. If not, we will find a completely legal way to watch it. Because I'm not missing out on it. But best believe if we do have to find a more difficult way of watching it, I will moan about that every single week and on Twitter, because it is fucking insane that you're going to try and relaunch the DC universe and not give a fuck about the first project being available globally.
Yeah, it is definitely an oversight. Like, I get the idea to them is that Superman is probably their big kickoff, but like, this should be, like you say, should be globally available. This is kicking off the DCU, and you make this available to everyone to get them more excited for this restart of the DCU and Superman.
I think and I'm not saying this is a valid counter argument, just so I'm clear. I think the counter argument from James Gunn has been they're not making the MCU here. It's not everything is connected and everything is a must watch. The idea of what they're going for is, yes, it's all one universe, but you only have to watch the stuff you care about. which is great. It makes it more accessible for more people. However, I want to watch everything.
Yeah, that's fine saying that, but like
that doesn't mean it should be difficult to watch all the stuff.
Yeah, there's you don't need to watch this, but also then making it so I can't watch it is like, what happens if there is then something that I should probably watch, but then I can't watch it? Like,
exactly.
Then you're causing issues there.
And here's the thing: we know this wouldn't be a problem for a live action project. Once again, it bears down on the fucking brute of it all that animation is looked down on constantly, and I'm fucking sick of it. This project looks lit.
It surprises me because
the writing is going to be good. We know the voice acting is going to be good. They're fun. It's going to be different. It's probably going to have some. Oh, that was a bit rough moments. It's going to have some moments that probably make you laugh. It's going to be probably a very solid project at the absolute worst. Why is it because it's animated over live action that it's so difficult to watch?
I don't know. And you'd think after the reception that like X-Men 97 got, that they would have seen. I know they're not trying to replicate the MCU or anything, but like this is still this. Your demographic is the same as the MCU. You've seen how excited and how much they loved animated X-Men 97. Why are you not putting more effort into?
The only thing I can think to kind of take a little bit of the blame away from DC for a sec
is not their choice.
Is if their contract for UK distribution is with Sky.
And Sky's the one that's saying we don't want
it. And if Sky go, we're not going to wear that, I don't know if within the contract they're allowed to then try and
put it elsewhere,
sell it to Netflix. I don't know if it's a first refusal deal or it's a we own your distribution rights in the UK.
We pick and choose.
So you give it to us and we'll decide whether we show it or not.
Yeah.
If that is the case, it's less their fault, but also get a better contract in place.
Stop using them. Yeah. Why are we? Yeah. Why are you still relying on them?
You can absolutely have first refusal, but if you don't want it, we will then go off for Creature Commandos to Netflix or Prime Video or whoever.
Or like, I don't want to, but I'll pay for Paramount Plus if you start putting all your stuff on that.
Yeah, or just make Max available worldwide.
Which also doesn't make any sense considering they own Paramount Plus as well.
Yeah, like just. Yeah. I know that we probably view big business as simpler than it is, but I'm absolutely convinced it's because the people doing big business are fucking morons. So get it sorted. I sit here. I'm very anti-capitalist. I'd like things to be better, but I do want to support art still. Stop making it so fucking difficult. On a more positive note. Lots of interesting voice actors. First project under the new leadership that's really going to take a bit of shape. It will start. While I don't think many projects are going to be tonally identical because the whole idea of what they're trying to do is tell differently, it would be a good idea to get the kind of vibe of what James Gunn's DC projects are going to kind of look like.
Yes.
And it would just be fun to have more DC stuff coming off the back of the Penguin, which was so fun. If we can kind of go 2 for 2 on DC projects. Yeah. With the Superman trailer coming out potentially later this year, I all of a sudden could be very much like bouncing off the walls in excitement for the DCU.
Yeah, I mean, this show into the Superman trailer and then the film coming out will be and they'll know this, but this is the make or break for the relaunch. Like, they need this to go well to kind of be like, okay, these extra side projects are going to be somewhat well received. They need Superman to hit the ground sprinting, because if that flops, then you're in deep trouble. If you can't nail Superman, you're just going to be struggling for the whole DCU. So yeah, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm optimistic about this show.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I think that's all we can be right now.
Yeah.
And hopefully the first episode will blow us away and we'll be like, yeah, we're back. there's been a lot of news coming out from like the MCU camp and other IPs at the minute that have made us sit there and go, "Are we back? We might be back." I would like the first DCU project to knock my socks off and me just sit here going, "Oh, we are so back."
I love if in the space of like 2 months we get Superman into Fantastic Four and they're both amazing.
Imagine, like, just for a minute, we are on the precipice of the traditional comic book superstars for each brand, being Superman and the Fantastic Four, releasing summer blockbusters that look to be based on set leaks and concepts and stuff that we've seen. They look to be not the, I hate this phrase, the MCU-ified comic book films we've come to expect. They look to have a bit of personality and a bit of flair to them. If they both stick the landing, I'm going to be on cloud fucking 9 next summer going backwards and forwards to the cinema.
Oh, it'll be great, and it'll be what everyone's talking about.
It'll be one of them summers where your burgers taste a bit more burgery, your ice cream stays colder a little bit longer, your favourite side of your pillow stays colder for longer. Just one of them summers, and I need it.
That's called global warming.